Every distinguished learning institution has a leader who guided it to greatness. In the second quarter of the century, a little campus in Flagstaff called Arizona State College was waiting to take its journey. Over 1,000 miles away in Missouri, a young man was being nurtured to lead the way.
J. Lawrence Walkup. I graduated from college in 1936. Then I said to my dad, I said, well, there's a lot more opportunities in the West for a person with my kind of education than it would be staying around Missouri. So you're going to have to tell me goodbye because I'm headed for Arizona or California. And so I took the first job.
In 1948, Lawrence came to Flagstaff as assistant professor of the college's only prominent program, the School of Education.
My first impression of Flagstaff, of course, the people were extremely friendly. The faculty were friendly, students were friendly, the townspeople were friendly. It was a great fact. But the physical structure was run down a lot, and it needed attention.
After the untimely death of ASC President Dr. Lacey Eastburn in 1957, Lawrence was appointed to succeed him. Walkup began building ASC into a major player by establishing a good relationship with Arizona state legislators.
I was aware of my handicap of being from an area where the population was scarce. So I would start off before I would ask them for what I wanted. I would mention the things they'd done for the school, and I would express my appreciation. And some of my friends would say, you know, when we left the station with you, the fellows had said, well, he's the first fellow that ever thanked me for this. Most of them just say, well, why didn't you give me more?
ASC began its evolution, becoming the fastest growing learning institution in 11 western states. Student enrollment increased from 600 to over 5,000, and in the early 1960s, ASC was given university status. Northern Arizona University was born. Lawrence continued the school's growth, creating colleges of business, engineering, health sciences, creative arts, and perhaps NAU's most notable, forestry.
Being right in the heart of the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world is quite an advantage. So we don't take second place to anybody.
And while many universities across the nation were unreceptive to the growing junior college movement of the 1960s, Lawrence assisted communities in creating schools.
The other thing that we did to help the junior college movement was to accept the credits without any question. In other words, we didn't make it difficult for a person to transfer from community college to the university.
During Lawrence's tenure, NAU graduated a number of esteemed graduates, including former Arizona Governor Raul Castro. Perhaps Dr. Walkup's crowning achievement as an educator was maintaining good faculty-student relationships during the incredible growth of the school.
It was a friendly atmosphere, and so we were getting up there in the 10,000 numbers, and I thought, well, I'll build another campus. It'll take care of the students. The atmosphere, I can preserve the atmosphere. So this idea of rather than building skyscrapers and have a crowded condition, we started a new concept there with the South Campus.
The South Campus is home to one of Arizona's most striking architectural structures.
I used to use as my excuse for needing the dome was at the half, I would see Joe Roll slip away. And Joe was dedicated NAU former athlete and so on. And when it got so cold out there that Joe couldn't stand it and had to go home, I thought that there were a lot of other people who were getting cold too, you see.
Today it stands tall as northern Arizona's most celebrated man-made landmark. After Lawrence's retirement in 1979, the facility was renamed the Walkup Sky Dome in honor of the man who built NAU into one of the most distinguished universities in the western United States. Upon his departure, NAU was over 12,000 students strong, and the university's value had increased from $8 million to $150 million. But Lawrence didn't do it all alone. Much of the NAU and Dr. Walkup achievements can be attributed to a former school teacher named Lucy.
She could, if she wanted to run for office, she's got the knack for bringing people around to a positive point of view. The story of Lawrence Walkup would be entirely different if he didn't have Lucy Walkup as a cohort there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Arizona Historymaker Honoree Dr. J. Lawrence Walkup.